Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Catch Up. My name is Cannon Griner, along with my co-host Abe Elmore. We're two childhood friends who grew up together, chased sports dreams, and now live on opposite sides of the country. We created this pod not only to catch up among the two of us, but also to catch up with a number of other friends. Today we have a special guest. We are psyched to have him on. This man grew up with Abe and I in Arizona, then moved out to California, breathes Dodger baseball, and has been on cloud nine for the last 2 years due to that. A lot of changes coming up for this man, and we're excited to have him on and learn all about his life and where he is right now. Everybody, please welcome Drew, big man on campus, Felix.
Oh, man. All right. I have not been called that in many moons, guys. Thank you for the reminder.
Drew, so good to catch up with you, man. From your perspective, the correct perspective, what's been going on in Drew Felix's life?
So I am starting my last semester of school. Guys, I'm going to graduate in May. Holy moly. Oh, geez. So I'm here actually with Amanda's here right now. She's keeping an eye on me just to make sure I stay on the straight and narrow over here. But yeah, so her and I, we have been together for a year, about 14 months, actually. And yeah, we are doing good here in Southern California. Which I just hit like the 4-month mark in August. 4-year month. Wow, what? 4-year mark here in Southern Cal. Yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. I just moved to a new place in November. I met some guys on Facebook Marketplace who have all been super, super cool, and they took me right in. These are all their boards back behind me, by the way. Don't want any stolen valor over here. I don't surf at all. But yeah, so we've just been here. I'm in Newport Beach still. Yeah. Oh, okay. Something fun real fast. I came home Saturday night to find out that my roommate got a tortoise. He is, I'll show you guys. He is attached to the attached to the chair that I'm sitting on right now. The lamp is like pinned to it.
Let's go.
So I come in Saturday night, I'm like, okay, cool. And then last night I'm here and I'm watching the Super Bowl, and then I was like, you know what? He's climbing out of the container, like out of the corner. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? So I go and I pull him out, and then I give him some lettuce, and then he just starts kind of crawling around and eating. And then I text my roommate. I was like, hey, like, what do I do with this guy? So he's telling me like, hey, just feed him whatever. His name is Donatello. Are you kidding me? 5
Nope.
through the roof, freaking awesome. So, yeah. So that's the latest right now, and doing an internship through school through athletics marketing, and just looking for some jobs in that field, and yeah, that's about it so far. What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, living up in Washington currently. I don't know how many pods you've listened to, but living up in Washington, Mac, obviously. Just working away, being a big boy with a grown-up job, trying to find time to do things I enjoy outside of work, including this, lifting, finding some time to play basketball, getting out and hiking when it's not cold and rainy, which is pretty often as of lately. But we're coming up on some what is it? I'm from Arizona. I don't even know the springs and falls. Coming up on spring. So it's getting better, but probably play a lot of pickleball coming up. Abe, You want to answer that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming off a crazy week with Waste Management Week. Had some friends from Winona in town. My life's also ever changing. I would say changing, but just developing, right? Drew, we connected again, and was it Christmas? Right before Christmas. And just being back out here, got a job since I last saw you. And
okay, congrats. That's huge.
Softball's developing. We have the championships next week. So again, just really soaking in just the nice Phoenix weather, especially with Atlanta and Georgia just getting smashed by the weather, that cold front. Super glad to be back out there. But man, to put it back on you, you gave us a lot there. And you led with Amanda. So while she's in the room with you, let's go into that. How's that been? What's that been like? I know you and I talked about it a little bit the other day, but what can you tell us?
Dude, she is so fun. All like we were so spontaneous, and like that's just kind of like how we met, was just like out of like spontaneity, like, yeah, let's just go get coffee. And then it turned into first date, hey, like come to a Dodger game with me. And then she was like, okay, yeah, we've known each other for maybe like under a month by that point. So we're, fighting traffic there and fighting traffic back. And people would think like, really, for a first date, like that's a lot of time to spend with somebody. No, we had a blast. And now here we are 14 months later, a year and some change, and having a great time. And she's working here in Newport as an audiologist, or she works at an audiology clinic, and she wants to get into that after graduation. She's looking at some doctorate schools to go get that like audiology doctor degree. So she's working at a clinic here, like 5 minutes away from here. So I get to see her super often. Lots of breakfast, lots of lunches together, which is really fun. So yeah, we have an absolute blast, and we go do as much as we can together. If there's like one day that we don't see each other, we're both like shattered, and then we see each other again, and then we're back into it. So yeah, it's absolute blast. Yeah, she's a total sweetheart.
Awesome. I have a few questions for you with that.
What's up?
Audiology, can you explain that to the common folk?
Yes, excuse me. Audiology.
Audiology.
Come on, Cannon.
No. That is a mispronunciation on my part. Excuse me. I should enunciate my words better, which I'm actually learning to do because of her. Audiology is the study of hearing and like the ear. So she
Okay.
wants to become an ear doctor. So at her clinic right now, she works like, well, she'll go in and then do like ear cleanings for patients, and then will fit them for custom fitting hearing aids. And then her specific clinic actually tests equilibrium as well. So they have a system. The guy actually, the doctor there, he graduated from U of A, and invented this system, like this chair that kind of you sit in the chair and you throws you in a circle, and just they kind of test how your body reacts to that change of equilibrium and how long it takes for it to kind of balance itself out again. So that's what she specifically does. But yeah, as far as her degree or her field of study goes, yeah, just the study of hearing and how people do and don't hear very well.
No, that's very interesting. I don't know a whole lot about hearing, and I'm assuming having hearing aids, that's what got her into the field. Like she was just very interested in that, or how
You're
did that?
you're
Okay,
exactly on it. Yeah, she, since she was 5, she was wearing hearing aids, so she just wants to kind of be the doctor that helped her out.
that's
Be
very cool.
someone who knows exactly what it feels like and what it takes to go through that. Um, and it's funny that you said, you're like, hey, I had no idea about audiology. That's kind of how we met. It was at a club fair at school, and I saw her sitting. She was, tabling for this club. So I walked up, and she has her board on the table of like whatever club she's in. So I was like, hey, so tell me about audiology. And she goes, oh, what, you've never heard of audiology? Which was probably the best joke that went right over my head until like the next day. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even catch that. Like, that was great. So yeah, that's kind of funny. That's kind of how our story started. But yeah, I mean, she's been teaching me a ton and coming home and studying, like helping her study, and she's showing me all these different terms that, I mean, I have no clue what they mean, but I know that she does, and she's almost there as well, graduating this May. We'll be graduating the same day, which would be pretty fun. Um, but yeah, super super proud of her. She's kicking ass.
Awesome. I see you keep panning the room, making sure that she's okay with what you're
Yes,
saying. That
so far
that's
she's very pleased. Yes, yeah, we'll keep on this
good.
track.
Good. Yeah. So you went up to her, talked to her, and then what? Did you write your number down on as you're exiting, or how did that progress to the Dodger date?
Guys, sometimes the moment gets so big that you know you just kind of forget what you're doing. So we're standing, we're talking for a bit, just about school and whatever. I'm like, not even, we're not even flirting with each other, just having a conversation. And then I start to realize, oh shoot, we've been talking for a long time. And I was like, And then I just like the thumper starts going, and then I just go, hey, it was really great talking with you. I got to go to class. I'll talk to you. Like, you know, it was great talk. I got to go. Great to meet you. And then I introduce myself. Hey, I'm Drew, by the way. She says I'm Amanda, and then I walk away. And about five steps into walking away, I'm like, you idiot. No phone number, no Instagram, nothing. And I'm like, we didn't exchange any of that at all. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So on the way back to the truck, I had to put my best detective hat on. The only contact info I remembered was the Instagram handle from her club. So I had to go there, go to the club's Instagram page, scour it, and look for Amanda, which, I mean, can kind of raise an eyebrow for maybe whoever you are, but that's just how I did it. And I mean, I shot her a DM that night. It worked, and then here we are.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Cool to see how technology's advanced in the sense that back in the day, you either had to turn around and be like, hey, I need to ask you this, or join the ideology club in order to get closer to her. But no,
Yeah,
what do we
right.
do? We go down to social media, Instagram, and we just start diving. We just start
Exactly. Yeah.
deep search whatever we can.
You just go stalk the hell out of them, guys. That's just like yeah. Back to the primal days. I'm joking, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm kidding.
14 months later, she's looking over your shoulder, watching you do a podcast. Nice.
Yeah. Making sure I keep a smile on my face over here. Exactly.
But that's life, right? Stepping away from Amanda at this moment, you moved from high school. You moved out to California. How has that shaped you? You know, is that a move that you're glad you make? You wish you could go back and change something about that, or how has that shaped you as an individual as well?
So it was actually 4 years after high school. So graduated in 18, and then it was like, I guess 3 technically.
3, right?
So yeah, 2021. I was just in touch with some good family friends of mine who were living here in Costa Mesa. And I had grown up visiting them, which is a town that borders Newport. I'd grown up visiting them every summer and always thought like, oh man, I'd love to move out here like someday, you know, who knows. And it was July, one of like, so they have 3 kids, and like their middle kid who's about my age calls me and goes, hey, my older brother is you know, living back like on our street in like a different house, and they have him and his girlfriend, they have an opening, and you know, we would love for you, or like call my dad, they're renting from him, see what you can do. And I was like, okay. So I got off the phone with her, called Greg is his name, and he was like, Drew, let's get you out here, man. So a month later, I packed up what I felt was necessary, which was way too much, and then I brought it out here, and then it fell in my lap, because I had been talking with them like, hey, you know, if you guys hear anything at all, or like, I'd love to make this happen someday, like earlier that year. So then a couple months later, it just falls in my lap, and they go, hey, we have an opening, like, if you want it, it's yours. Came out here and was able to get a great deal on rent and for the area, and I absolutely loved it. I've met great people. I knew a lot of people in the area, in my neighborhood, and have family like in the, you know, close area, like coming like once I came out here, so that made the transition very easy. But yeah, it's been a great time. I've done nothing but run into and meet phenomenal people. I mean, I had a blast. Like right now, I'm living like a 100-step distance from the sand. Like, that's just something that like I had never really thought like that would ever be possible. Like, oh yeah, you know, I'll just go out and visit like once a summer, and then not just blink, like in a blink of an eye, 4 years like goes by, and like I've spent that much time here. Like it has been phenomenal, and I get to see family that I used to only see once a year. Now I see them once a month, maybe maybe more. So that's just been great. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. I think that's one of the better decisions I've made in my life. And it connected me with my girlfriend. And I'm saying that not because she's here with me right now. Like truly that's how I feel. So um it's been great, and I've had a great time at school so far, and came out here to get the momentum going and finish my degree, and it's been an absolute blast. And I think what makes it the best is when people from home come out and then they reach out, or I see they're in town, so then I reach out. Like each of you, I've spent time with each of you out here, which I think is so cool. I know Cannon, you came and stayed. You and Alyssa came and stayed at the last house I was at, which I know was a blast. And then Abe, like I got to see you like last year, about a year ago, and we are able to see you and go out to Laguna. Like it's just been awesome. Like teachers and coaches from high school have come out. It's I think that is what has made it so much fun, is being able to still connect with people like after the move. It's been great.
What are some of the biggest differences between, going to go visit California and then living in California?
What it does to your wallet.
Yeah, for sure.
I think, that jokes aside, I found myself getting acclimated to the weather way too quick. I had moved from Arizona to here in mid-August, which is the most brutal time of the year as far as heat goes in Arizona. And I came out here and it was a crisp 75 degrees, which, coming from Arizona is like a hoodie and sweats. I'm joking. So I moved out here, and after it's a joke. After 2 weeks, I came back to Arizona. I had to go like do something, and it was triple digit degree like weather, which I had grown up with my whole life. But after 2 weeks here, punched me in the teeth, and I was just like, I'd gotten soft. 14 days, I couldn't do triple digit weather anymore. I was like, what the heck's going on? But I think that the traffic is real. It really is. No matter where you are, the amount of stoplights that you go through, like on a street. It's just like imagine between on Power Road, from my boys from Arizona, right? If you're going from McDowell to McKellips, you're maybe going through 4 or 5 stoplights. In that distance here, you're looking at probably 8 in some places. 4 years in, it still drives me absolutely mad. But it's just, I would say it's little things like that. I don't dive into politics much. I'm having a great time. That's all I care about, right? So I am neither here nor there when it comes to all of that. But I would say those are the things that I guess were like the culture shock, if you will, or like the biggest differences. But overall, like I think the good out as if that's the bad, have an absolute blast.
Yeah, I mean, does it get any better than 100 steps from the beach? I guess maybe 50 steps from the beach, but like that's fantastic, dude.
Just a couple months ago, it was 2 miles. I was like, wow, 2 miles is freaking sick. Yeah, it's just
that's incredible. How often do you find yourself getting down to the beach, being only a couple steps away?
Pretty often. I would say 4 times a week. We've gone and jumped in a couple times in the morning just to kind of get the blood flowing. Water's cold. It's about 60, maybe under 60, which is pretty chilly. So that one is probably the best cup of coffee I've ever had. But we're gonna do that, or just I just go walk like just a little bit, like with coffee or something in the morning, just to get the day started. So mostly stuff like that. But once the temperature starts to go up here a little bit, we will be out there hopefully daily. That would be nice. But
that's good. I feel like the longer you're around places like that, like it starts to get old, and so it's good. You're still majority of the week you're getting out there.
Oh, for sure.
Do you see any sight of it wearing off? Right, because I've never been a big beach guy, but especially like going to visit you and the recent times I've been to the beach, it's like, oh my God, like I want to be out here all the time. Like I can live out here. You start to run through those things, but do you feel it wearing off, kind of the awe factor of the beach and the sunsets and all that, or are you still high and mighty on it?
I've always loved and appreciated like the beach and the ocean, and that's something where like I always saw myself living one day. So now that I guess I still have that awe, if you will. I still, yeah, I think as far as sunsets go, I gotta be honest with you, nothing beats an Arizona sunset, like with mountains on a horizon. And I've been looking at beach sunsets for the past 4 years, right? They're gorgeous, but I don't know what personally. I will always feel a desert sunset is top notch. I mean, of course, there are going to be many people who think otherwise, but um, I do still absolutely like. I love the beach. I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I mean, because it's like, okay, how close can you live to, for example, Mount Rainier, right? You move there, oh, cool mountain, and then I don't think like after a couple years, you're not just gonna call it a mountain. Like you're still gonna say, I live next to Mount Rainier, and I get to look at this behemoth every single day. And like you probably find something new every time you look at it, right? I feel like the beach and the ocean the same way, because there are some days where it's like a little overcast, and then it's just like it's cold, right? And there are some days, I think the last time you were here, it was so foggy that you couldn't see the water in front of you, like when you're standing on the sand.
Yeah.
And that's just like different and like weird. And then there are some days that it's so crystal clear you can see Catalina Island, which is 26 miles off, and you can see the definition in like the bluffs on Catalina, which I think is just so cool. So, and then of course there's like the things that like live in the ocean. Sometimes you see dolphins or like little fish that kind of swim by you or whatever. And I think there's just it surface level, it just looks like okay, sand, water, sky, like three lines. But I think that there's a lot more that it really does have to offer. Um, and I've just always grown up seeing it, grown up loving it, which I'm very very lucky to do. So I think that's something. Yeah. I think I always have a deep appreciation for it.
Yeah, you're bringing me over there. I want to come live on the beach now. Dang, painting a good picture. You kind of touched on it. It's a big question moving to California, that just the amount of money you have to spend to do that. Is that something you think you could do long term? Is it really is that attainable, or is that something that's kind of just you got to be blessed with an income to live down there? Like, is that something you can do without moving away, or will you have to move away to build up some finances to come back, or what's the
You
plan
know,
with that?
you know what I've loved my 4 years, and it's taken a lot. It really has. Um, I think, yeah, guys, it is expensive. It is. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I think I have enjoyed my time enough to where if I were to go somewhere else, I would be content with it. I know my wallet would be crying tears of joy. Um, but I mean, I think it's something where like you kind of have to decide like, hey, am I okay putting up with that? Like I came here like to finish school. So I knew it was just going to be, 2 to 4 years, however long it really was going to take. So um, it's like, okay, like after that, do I want to go somewhere else? Do I want to stay? I think if I'm able to find something that will keep me here comfortably, then yeah, why not? If I do feel like I have to go back home, sure. If I have to go somewhere else, yeah. I mean, Amanda's looking at some schools for her doctorate program. She's looking at a school in Hillsboro, Oregon, which I mean that could potentially be an option. San Francisco, and then she's actually looking at two in Arizona. So if the two in Arizona work out, then hey, there's a slim shot that the boys back in the valley by fall. Are you kidding me? Um, no second thoughts about it. Let's rock. But yeah, I feel like I could come like stay here and I mean just grind it out and I feel like I said, like I feel like the good to me the good outweighs the bad. I'm having a good time. I'm in a good spot. So I think it's more about like what I guess like, what am I willing to put up with? So and I think it's been fun enough so far to where if I do stay for a little bit longer, hey, you know what? That's what we'll do.
I love that perspective. And kind of where you put yourself. But going into your school, right? How talk to me about some of your challenges at school, and as well as you know what do you want to do after, right? Like, what does that degree of sports marketing get you or hope to get you in the future?
Right now, so I'm majoring in communications with a concentration in public relations. So from there, we have to get an internship um, that would that we have to complete before we graduate. So I'm looking and I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do any sort of thing with public relations or marketing, which are kind of in the same, like under the umbrella of communications, I want to do something with sports. So that's where I was able to find this opening to do marketing for the athletics program at my school, which keeps me on campus. Um, right now they have me running the music for like the softball and the baseball games, which I just did like a 12-hour long tournament on Saturday, which was an absolute blast. I mean, I'm creating the momentum changes if need be, right? Or I'm keeping the people moving, and like I play a song and I see somebody bopping their head, like one person. So something like that. I'm like, oh hey, like this is actually really cool. It's fun to kind of give people that kind of energy. So if I can try to find something that would keep me in the sports realm, somewhere in athletics, to where like if I'm running like a video board and putting the graphics and advertisements up like on the jumbotron, right? Or if I'm doing like the Angels have a job opening for like game day communications, where I'd be in the press box and I'd be kind of relaying like player statistics to like some of the people in the press box, right? So something like that would keep me. I want to stay around baseball. I think that's just where I would be most valuable, just because of like my knowledge and experience with the game. If I could do something like that pro collegiate level, that's where I'm looking at. And I mean, I'm talking with people in my school right now, like, hey, what do we have? What do you think we'd have open for next fall? Like, would we have anything here? If I could stay there, that would be awesome. So something with some sort of communications within sports. And yeah, I think that's what I'm looking at. Um, that's what I want to do. So yeah, yeah, fingers crossed. I'm just trying
Oh,
for that.
that sounds awesome. If you, let's say, things work out great, the Angels offer you that job, you know, and Amanda gets accepted to Oregon. How does this look? What does it look like for Drew's future?
Don't try
So
hypotheticals in front of our boy with his girl there. What are you trying to do over there,
That's
Cannon?
I'm just curious, because what I have to imagine the sports realm is it's super hard to get into. Like it's very rare to come across. Everybody wants to be in sports. I love sports. Abe loves sports. Basically, everybody we've had on this podcast comes from a sports background and would love to continue to work in sports. And so I do think it's like super exclusive. Obviously, you've expressed how much you love being around Amanda and being with her and seeing her every day and how it hurts you. So I feel like it's hard. We're at the time of life at 25 where there's so many options that it's almost overwhelming.
yeah, I mean, so we've talked about it, and we've said, you know what, like we want to do. We're gonna go for the long distance thing. We know that it just takes like it's not gonna be easy, and it just takes a whole lot of communication about like how we're feeling each day and whatever, and that's something that we are willing to endure. I think what makes us most excited for it is that wherever she goes, if I'm not there, I want to be in a position to where I can visit her as much as I can. Like I think a great a great model to look at is like our buddy CJ. he's at home in Mesa, and his girlfriend is in Fort Collins, Colorado, and he was able to earn trust from his boss to go out there every 2 weeks. And like that's just something that like I would love to be able to do, right? In a perfect world, if I'm able to go and do that and still work, and like so I think that's just something that's very motivating to know that that kind of stuff is out there. Um, and I mean, I think I'm not intimidated by the thought of long distance. I think the most special part about it is that if we are doing long distance, it's because we're each doing something that we're passionate about, and we're both growing, and we're working for our future by taking those however many miles it takes, keeping us apart. Like we're still like we're doing stuff like for future us later, like together. So yeah, I'm not intimidated by it at all. In fact, I think it would be a great, challenge and test that I know that we would see the other side of. I have no doubt about that. So, um, yeah.
That's good. I like that. I don't have any advice for long distance relationships. I've done one. Obviously, didn't work out, but we did it for a year. So I mean, we did thug it out for a while. So, Cannon, did you do long distance?
Go ahead, Drew.
Well, Abe, I don't kick yourself. You were a kid. What were you, 18?
I was 18. I was 18. I feel like I did. I mean, we're not gonna get too much into it, but I feel like I did fine.
But what I'm saying is, you're a much different person now than you were back then. So like, so you have a different idea of it now.
Yeah, I really don't think it's that hard. Like, I think you just find a way. I mean, gosh, back in the day, they used to write letters. Some of those letters didn't even make it to the other person. So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the
people who had to decide, do I walk back or do I just join the club and pretend like I'm interested? Yeah, they had to send stuff by pigeon, guys.
Yeah. Hey, we had to rely on birds in order to do this crap. So I think it's fine. Times have changed. You can figure it out.
No, it's good. I don't mean to press you with the hard questions. Just things that I'm listening and things that are popping up in my head. But like
Kenan,
I said, dude,
you have.
Go ahead.
You have always thrown out hypotheticals, and I think that is one of the most interesting things about like spending time with you. Like now I throw out hypotheticals to people because of that. Because of you always like breaking the silence with like hey, what about this? And everyone's like, what? You're like, no, I love it. No, the hypothetical stuff, keep it coming, man. I'm all about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, where was I going with that? Oh, let's so say Amanda does get accepted to one of these 4 places. Which one are you hoping she goes to? Oregon. You said Oregon, San Fran, and 2 places in Arizona. Which one are you hoping she goes to? And if she does get accepted in the near future, are you going to try to pursue a job in those locations, or are you committed to long distance and just finding yourselves individually?
So, if she were to, we've been talking about it, and I think if she were to go to Oregon or stay here in California, be in San Francisco, then I would try to stay here. If she were to go to one of the schools in Arizona, then I would like to make a move. She applied to U of A, and she's also waiting to hear back from AT Still, which is about 10 minutes from where we grew up, guys. If she hears back from there, I'm packing my bags. I'm switching my LinkedIn location, and I'm like, hey, guys, we're rolling. We are I-10 eastbound at criminal speed, okay? We're going. So that's where, in a perfect world, sunshine and rainbows, she's headed to Mesa by fall. And I think that's what I'm hoping for. I feel like that would be a blast. And if that doesn't work out and she has to go somewhere else, then I'm like, you know what, like, okay, and I'm excited to just go see her wherever she's at.
And is
I
she
feel like
on board? Is Mesa top of her list as well, or is that just a Drew pipeline dream?
I feel like I need
I
to step
I
in here. Hold on. I feel like we need to bring her in and have her pretend Drew's not there and tell us where she wants to go. Because I feel like I don't know, Drew. I don't know how what she's looking at you. I don't know if she's looking at you like you're saying so many wrong things. I don't know if she's looking at you like, oh, he's saying all the right things. But can we phone a friend and maybe have her rank, where
she has been
wants
on
to
her
go?
computer just like that.
Okay,
past-
working hard.
What? All right, never mind. We'll
Guys,
keep rolling.
she has had her head
She's
in the
not giving
computer
you the
this whole
desk chair
time.
on the other side.
No.
Of,
No,
right.
she's not. Guys, her staring at me this whole time, that was a joke earlier. That was a joke. No, she's been doing her own thing. Yeah. So that is an honest answer, and that's what we've been talking about almost daily, a couple times a week, where she wants to go to Mesa. I've been hyping it up. I've been really hyping it up because I know how we felt about Mesa when we were about 16s. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do tonight? But I think it's just grown so much, and she, I'm excited to show her how I grew up, what I grew up doing and stuff, and she is really excited about that as well. She wants to go see it. She is a naturally warm-bodied person. She's like my friend Donatello right here, right? Without that heat lamp, loses her noodle, can't function. So right now it's about, what are we looking at, 65 degrees, and she's like, Drew, it's cold, like cold. So she's looking forward to that triple digit stuff that we were talking about earlier. That's where she's saying she needs to be.
I'm gonna call cap on that, but we
No.
need plenty of. No, there's no way. We just spoke about how it makes you soft when you go to California, and she's only been there. She's used to perfect weather all the time. I don't know if she's experienced that August 110, little bit of humidity.
She
Brutal.
has. Every
Okay.
summer she'd
All right,
go
I'm
out
wrong.
to Arizona and watch baseball tournaments, which keeps you out there for 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh yeah.
So, and I've asked her, like, hey, are you sure that you want to go and do this? And she goes, Drew, yeah, I want to be where it's warm. So hey, I just sit
Props
back
to her.
and say, all right, let's do it then.
That's cool.
But
no, that's good. She knows.
Mm-hmm.
we need to know when you're planning well in advance. You both coming out to Mesa, because we'll get the whole gang together. Not that it sounds like she doesn't need much convincing, but we'll give her the full Mesa treatment of like, hey, this is what we do for fun, right? Drew kickbacks, camping. We're gonna give her the full itinerary to make her fall in love with Mesa. I heard that you make a mean margarita, and I'm excited to have my very first Drew margarita, Drew Felix, the Felix special. How's work been? How do you rate your margarita skills? And I better be the first margarita that you make next time I see you.
So work's been good. I'm working at a taco shop in Newport Beach called Wild Taco. Got to see Cannon there a couple times for a couple Dodger playoff games. It's been pretty fun. So I started bartending there 3 years ago, maybe. I would say I would say I make a great margarita. Keep it simple, triple sec, lime juice, and tequila, of course. Might pour it strong just to make sure they come back and get another one. But yeah. I mean, it's been fun. I'm still there, and I mean, it's been able to kind of do the job and keep me out here. So it's cool. Look, ready to make the jump and get something more professional going. But yeah, having a blast. I mean, I get to go, and I am now I'm like biking distance from work, which I was before, but with a big hill. So now I'm completely flat ground biking distance from work, which is awesome. Makes for fun mornings or fun afternoons going out and getting to work. So yeah, having a blast still. Abe, can't wait to see it. Hopefully out here, but yeah, in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'll make sure I make a stiff one for you. We'll have some fun.
That's too stiff. Last time I had margaritas, Ken saw it's not pretty, but just
The
a
last
nice
time I saw
nice
Cannon
enjoyable margarita.
We don't need to talk about that.
We're not going to go into that at all. Mason's been on the pod.
I don't know why Drew talks about making them stiff. It's just make them normal. They're good.
Make it normal. There's nothing wrong with a normal margarita.
You're kind of living like the college dream life. Like, dude's 100 feet away from the beach, works at a bar, rides a bike to work. Like, do you enjoy the bar life? Is that for you, or you said it's time to move on? But how do you feel about it?
So it's technically a restaurant, but and now I'm serving. I'm serving there now, so I'm not like making too many drinks anymore. But when I was making drinks like behind a bar, it was so that was probably 2 years ago by this point. Since I like was last bartending. At that time, yeah, absolutely loved it. I mean, I'm having fun making drinks, and then afterwards, like coworkers and I would go and we'd go for drinks after and make friends at different bars and different restaurants. So then we just help each other out, when we go see each other. Yeah, and it was a blast, but like it just got late, and luckily the restaurant I work at closes at 9, so it's not like I'm out working until 2:30. I could not do that, absolutely not. And like it was fun, going out and just going hanging out and then just getting home late. But I think it just kind of got to a point where it just kind of was. It just got expensive, kind of a different lifestyle that probably wasn't the best. And meeting Amanda, she's a early to bed, early riser person, and that has kind of straightened me out, I think, for the better. I was a big stay up late, sleep in person. Like to this day, I kind of if I'm able to, I'll go sleep till 9:30, 10. But no, I think meeting her has kind of made me kind of switch that. I think about like my life, which I don't think it was ever bad, but now I'm not doing that, and I can't complain about it. I think we really have a good time. As far as the bar life goes, it was cool for a bit. Sorry, long-winded answer. It was cool for a bit. Had my fun, had my fill, but now like out of it, I'm content with that.
Don't bend the knee. Keep going. Stay out late. You're only young once. No, I'm just kidding. I'm also early to bed, early to rise now. But, dude, if I was in your position, I don't know if I'd go to class. Are you going to class? I mean, listen, this is going to come out basically when you graduate. Basically, not really, but you're in your last semester. Are you actually going to class? Because I'd go to the beach. I'd go surf. I'd go do anything besides going to class.
Yes, I do make the 30-minute commute away from Paradise to go to class every single day. Honest, yeah.
Dude, no way.
Abraham, 8 years, Abe, and you think in the last semester I'm just gonna be like, nah. 8 years, Abe. Come on, dude. Yeah. I'm going to class every day because I am sick of this shit.
Okay.
I believe him. Come on. Give him. Of course he goes to class. We all
If
go
I
to class.
didn't go to class every day, I wouldn't have met Amanda. So of course.
Yeah.
You didn't get her in class. You met her at the club. Met her at the fair club fair.
On campus, guys.
On campus, that's not class.
That's a different kind of club. That's a good idea.
Mm-mm.
No, that's good though. You should go to class,
Yeah.
finish your schooling, knock it out, free yourself up to go do bigger and better things. Um, Abe and I have kind of talked about this a lot. Just with our experiences, we've moved a number of times for each of us. Um, just that first moment when you leave, your nest, you leave home, what's known, and you move to the new place, and we've noticed that it's very difficult to meet people, make new friends. How have you found that? How have you coped with that, or been able to, make friends, meet people, all that good stuff? I know it's been a while now, but it's just something that kind of keeps coming up with our conversation is how
Yeah.
difficult that is.
I've always been like a relatively extroverted person where I'll chat with like the person next to me, like in class or something, just about like whatever, and always kind of grown up, I think, that way. So when I made the move, I mean, of course, I just knew like, hey, I'm not just gonna go and live my life and not talk to anybody and just do my thing only and go home. Like I need socialization in order to keep moving. So um I mentioned earlier that I knew my neighbors before moving into the house I was in prior to this. I knew the people up and down the street from visiting every summer, and then I have family in the area. So when I first moved, I was seeing them a lot, and then they were introducing me to more people. And then as I started going to got into school, then I started meeting people there, and then I started working at the restaurant I'm at, and then that's where I met most of my friends was there. And because a lot of my coworkers, they're all about my age, so they're 22, 23, 24 at the time. So we all, like, being we're all around the same age, we all just gelled and started hanging out together, and that I think is what made it the most easy. But I think as far as like meeting people, just presenting, walking around like just with a positive attitude, every day, and just being open to conversation and meeting people, which I know like that's something that we all have in common. Like with our core group of friends, is we all like to joke and chat with people and stuff, and that's not something that really scares us. So I think that's why we all get along so well. And um, I don't know. It's never really like intimidated me. Like, of course, like there are days where I'm just gonna like go to school, get my stuff done, and go home or whatever. But yeah, it had never been. I would say like the biggest. It never really was the biggest challenge out here, and I think being able to lean on like that group of people that I had known already coming out here, that made the transition from state to state super, super easy. I think I really do give a lot of credit to them and my family out here just for being able to kind of lean on them. Um, but yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just like you kind of look at it. I kind of did sometimes as all right. I am brand new here. How am I gonna make my presence felt? And what kind of impression am I going to leave on somebody? Like, I want to be in a good mood, and maybe put a smile on their face or something. So um I think it's fun. That's kind of translated to like, I know when we came out to Stout for a game, a group of knuckleheads, we go out there, and then we made our presence felt out in Menominee, Wisconsin. We were walking around at post game, and they're like, "Hey, we saw you at the game earlier, this and that." Just a bunch of guys who were, a bunch of goofballs. We all had and I think it was just kind of like it's been able, making that move, going into an environment where like because at school I didn't have any friends at all. I went to a community college out here, and then going to Cal State Fullerton. At both of those schools, I didn't have any friends at all. So it's just like, okay, it's kind of like a fun challenge, I guess. It's the adventure of like how can I go do this on my own and stuff. And I think it's just been a great part of growing up. And I don't think I would have been ready to do that at 18. So I think I came out here. I made the move at the right time for myself when I was 21. And it's just it's just like I said, the adventure of growing up and just going through it.
That's so good. I love what you said, man. I think anytime you're in a new place, a smile goes a long way. And I think that smile leads into kind of better thoughts, and that better thoughts lead to, being able to talk to someone. I get that everyone's not like us and can talk to anyone, or it feels extremely uncomfortable to do that. But, it's got to start somewhere, and it is contagious, right? So something as small as a smile can lead to a lot more, which is great. Another thing that we like to talk about, man, we've talked about what you've been doing physically on the beach, going to work, meeting Amanda, but mentally, man, what are you thinking about? What's taken up, your food for thought? You've talked a lot about, your plans with Amanda and you, but what else? What else is taking up space in your brain?
Okay, well, I mean, finding a job post grad. I think that's just something that's been on, the back of my mind for a little while now. It's just like what I want to get into, how do I get into it, and just kind of looking into that, thinking of where. So Kenneth, I didn't answer this earlier. I will be open to like looking for work in, say, like in Arizona, and I'll even look like in Oregon or in San Francisco too, because hey, if I can find something that works out, that's like a great fit. Like you said, Abe, like we're still young at 25, 26. I feel like I could make a jump and go and do a couple years somewhere. Like that would just be, it's just like I said, like the adventure is still, I'm still up for it. So just kind of thinking about what I want to do there. So my roommates, when I moved in here, they have an espresso machine. And I've been kind of learning the art of that. I listened to one of your episodes recently with Patient very briefly, and I remember he was talking about some of that as well. I haven't been, the art is more a blob of milk on top of my coffee. But as far as like learning the different beans and the different pressures and how to get like the correct pull of espresso and doing it myself, coffee is so expensive in Southern California. They're like, hey, give me your right arm for this little latte. And you're like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? So being able to do that here, being able to do that like at the house has been awesome. I think that's been really fun to learn. Amanda and I we've been kind of challenging each other this year to do 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups or crunches every day. So we keep tabs with each other, like, hey, have you done your 50 yet? So kind of trying to stay active and trying to eat healthy. So last year, from January 1st to St. Patrick's Day, which is 75 days of no alcohol. Yeah, so we did that, or I guess, yeah, 75 days of no alcohol. We're doing that again this year. So we're just trying to eat clean, stay active, not we're just not drinking until St. Patrick's Day. So we found that we both lost a ton of weight doing that last year. So just passively lost weight. So I think we're just trying that out again, and that's been fun, getting fit, staying fit. So that's been about it so far. And just graduation, just working to get that done, check it off, and then move on from there. So that's what's been on the mental as of recent. But yeah, it's it's been fun stuff, and then now we get to be a turtle uncle, tortoise uncle, if you will. Yeah, so that'll be fun, and go and chase him around. I guess he'd be chasing me or whatever, but yeah.
It does sound like you're working from one phase of your life to the other. You know, you said you're turning into a barista. You're turning from a bartender, now you're a barista. You're going from late nights to early mornings. You're into health now. You're no longer drinking. Like,
You
it just
know,
feels like it's a new Drew a little bit.
dude, when you're like turn 26 and your back starts hurting, your ankles start reminding you that they're there, right? You start to the grays start to come. I'm joking. No, I'm playing. But I mean, yeah, it is like that, like the new phase, the turn of the second quarter of our life, I guess, is just when, you know, the health and you separate from the health insurance. Our buddy Alec recently called it the Great Detachment, which I thought was an amazing name. The Great Detachment from from the umbilical cord. Um, yeah, So it's just there's just a lot more responsibility now, and I think graduating later in life like this is definitely like a different perspective. Because there definitely are days where I'm like, oh yeah, like college life or whatever, and then there are days where I'm like, no, Drew, not we're adults here and stuff. So just kind of balancing that and juggling it. But looking forward to this. I guess the next quarter, the next 26 to 50. It's something that I think is so fun to think about, like growing up, like and then watching like our group of friends grow up, and then how we're all kind of progressing. Like Cannon, I know you and Alyssa are getting married this summer, which is an enormous step. And then we've got like Max already married, got CJ coming up, and then we all get to be there, and experience that with you all, which is a super, super fun, just super fun to think about. And so you're just proud of everybody as we're
Yeah.
all taking this big step into the next phase of our lives.
For sure. And there's just so many different avenues, which I love about the age we're at right now, where it's, we have guys that have been married for years. We have guys that are in college still. We have guys that are, some of my friends have kids already. It's like, you
Right.
can have so many different avenues, even though we're all the same age, right?
Cannon, you're living with Mac. We've actually never talked about this aspect, but you're living with Mac. Mac's married. Is it weird saying like husband and wife when referring to like Michaela or Mac, or like, are you comfortable with that, being that you spend so much time with them? Because me, I still find it weird being like, oh, Mac's wife. Like I not that I forget that Mac's married, but it's just like, it's weird for me. I've been calling, Michaela the girlfriend for so long, and I'm not used to people having wives that are our age, that are my friends.
Yeah, I don't really ever refer to her as Mac's wife. I'll just say Michaela. I don't
Yeah.
I don't talk to a ton of people. Like, I don't really have a common, I don't have school, I don't have football and all this where I make a whole lot of friends. So even though Drew, I do talk to people, obviously, I'm still trying to be smiley and all that. I just don't have the avenues that I used to. Like, I go to the gym and I see the same people over and over again, but it's not like I'm stopping to chat. I'm busy. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. trying to get out of the doors of the gym by 6 before I go to work. Right. So it's not like I'm necessarily making time to chat with people and having all that. So not giving myself a ton of opportunities to talk about my roommate's wife. But if I do, it's usually just my roommates or,
Well,
I feel like I need to clarify this. Hold on. Hold on. Because my mom would be like, oh, like, are the wives coming, like to Coeur d'Alene? I was just like, that throws me for a loop. And I'm like, oh, geez, well, I'm not used to that. But,
Abe, I get what you're saying.
I do get
like
it.
instead of saying like the girlfriend, it is now the wives. It is now the fiancés and the wives. And I think like like that is hearing that like with friends like here like Amanda and I have friends here who are married, right? And we're just like oh my goodness, that's like such a it feels like so far away, but then at the same time like it's not, right? And now seeing it here with multiple guys like in our group, it's Abe, I get what you're saying. It's just like kind
Thank
of
you.
like the first time you say it, you're like, whoa, that's kind of throws you for a loop there for sure.
Thank you, Drew.
I get it.
No, you don't.
No, I totally get it. It's cool. It's a cool stage. I can't say it enough. I feel like I keep repeating it on all these podcasts, just how fun it is to see where everyone's at and what they want to accomplish in their lives and what's consuming their brain. And another question we have for you, Drew, kind of the closing question. Um, do you have anything you want to say to a future self? We use this podcast as a timestamp for where we are in this cool moment in life. So just do you have anything you want to say to your future self, your future kids, future friends, old friends? Anything you have that's on your mind that you think is a cool thing in your present day life.
Yes. Being that this opportunity to be where I'm at kind of fell in my lap, I would say to my future, or I guess I might be kind of getting lost in your question. A portion of your question is advice to future kids, I guess, is take the leap, take the shot, and go somewhere. If it falls in your lap, if it's something that you go search for, like Cannon, you going and playing football overseas, like and like going and doing something like that. And Abe, and like you were in Atlanta, you were in Arizona, and then you were in Atlanta, like in the blink of an eye. Like what the heck, you know? And then just go do that and go like see things, right? Taking those opportunities that sound so ridiculous, but then they could be great. Go try it. And then some advice, I guess, that could go to my future self and then also to my future kids is some advice I was given to me from Greg, who I'd mentioned earlier, who is my family friend that I had kind of leased a room from. He had always told me 5 yeses, or sorry, 5 no's lead to a yes. Whether it's like in sales or just like in life in general, if you're looking for something, all you hear back is no, 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 no. Just keep chipping at it because that sixth person or that sixth thing that you're looking for might be the yes, right? I know that there's like a meme or like a picture of like this guy mining, and he stops and he's walking away when he's this close to like the fat diamond on the other side of like the rubble, right? Like just you're gonna hear no a lot. So once you hear 5, just know that you've got some stuff coming for you, and that good things come to good people who are gritty and just like work hard, right? So just keep chipping away at whatever you're doing.
That's so good. I thought of the exact same picture with that. I knew exactly what picture you're talking about. Honestly, my final thing that I'd love for you to expand on a little bit is you say take the leap. How does Drew Felix, what helps you take that leap?
What helped me, I think, was knowing that I have people in my corner, people who can support, who are there to like support me and say, hey, Drew, like yeah, do it. That's what helped me a ton was, I mean, coming out here and knowing someone here. And then when I told my parents, I was like, hey, this thing is, this can happen like in a month. And they're like, okay, cool. I think just having that has really, really supported me. And I'm very, very lucky to have people like in my corners behind me like that. And I think just I mean, easier said than done, but like just be like look for like the thrill of it, I guess, of like going into somewhere, like even just like walking into a room and saying, "All right, how can I make my presence felt like in the best ways?" Like, don't go be a bull in a china shop, right? But how can I? Like, I think that was just something I kind of learned how to appreciate. I think when I was in, I think it was like my senior year of high school, was just like how to how to leave a positive impact with like wherever you're going. So I guess just like when um I came out here, making that jump, moving away from home for the first time, like I never really got homesick, I don't think, because I think I was just so excited about like where I was and like what I was doing and how like all the people I was meeting and stuff. And I think just the excitement about it was what help help me propel into it, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Glad you're in that spot where you're, not feeling
Hmm.
homesick or any of that. That's right where you want to be.
Hmm.
Uh, Last question, real quick. Let's fire them off. What are some predictions you have for future Drew Felix?
Give me a time frame.
Give me a time frame.
Okay.
Boom,
All
we're gonna
right. All
reverse it.
right. We will go in the next, shoot, 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna predict I'm working some sort of advertising, marketing, communications, or sales job for
Anything.
for a sports program somewhere West Coast. We are on the
Okay.
western side of the U.S. Um, Amanda and we have a wiener dog, and yeah, she's gotten me on this idea of a wiener dog, and guys, I'm fired up. We have a name, but we don't have a dog yet. Like that's
Don't
how.
don't don't ruin the name. We
Nope,
Don't
don't want
say it.
anybody
nope,
Don't
stealing the
say it.
wiener dog name.
no. But trust me, you guys are gonna love it, and it's gonna,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
So we have a wiener dog. Um, we are still together, yes. And let's see. 5 years from now, shoot. Let's see.
You're gonna be
I
31.
will. Oh, don't say that. No, I just threw up in my mouth, Abraham. Jeez Louise. Well, what I will tell you is I will have a hearing aid connection because my doctor will, or I'm sorry, my girlfriend will be a ear doctor. Um, my girlfriend could be my fiance by that point, you know, or she could be my wife at that point. That is at, and I'm looking at you guys. I'm not looking at her. I'm looking at you
Hey,
guys.
we're also talking about predictions, so let's give it a prediction. 5 years.
In
What are you
five,
calling her?
she is either my fiance or my wife by that point.
Okay.
I see it. I see it. So, and we have a wiener dog, and they're gonna be awesome. And yeah, I mean, by that point, selfishly, selfishly, I think we're in Arizona, but that's just selfishly. I am honestly content to go wherever is gonna work out for the both of us. I mean, um, yeah, as long as it's her and I and our wiener dog, we could be anywhere in the world, and I'm fired up on it. So, um, yes. Oh, I want a beard. I want a good beard. I
Monkey tail?
get real thin. I get real thin and patchy. If I could sometime in the next 5 years figure out a good beard situation, yeah, yeah, that's where we're at in five, guys.
I like it. I like it.
Well,
A beard, a wiener dog, a fiance wife, and anywhere. Hopefully Mesa. And I hope to
yes.
see you. Selfishly, I hope you're there.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it seems that the cruise is meeting back in AZ. So hopefully we're all living it up out there.
And you know what? If we could figure out all 9 pieces back there in 5 years or so, that would be pretty kick-ass.
It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, you can't
Dominoes are
write
falling.
that up in the storybook.
The dominoes are falling. Well, hey Drew, it was
Oh,
so
yeah.
good to catch up with you, man. Loved this. Again, I just saw you recently, and I get to see you recently again, and I'm even more stoked. I didn't think that was possible, but I'm even more stoked now to see you in really just a few weeks. So,
Dude, guys, I've had an absolute blast. I know it's been great catching up with you guys. Ken, last time I saw you had a full head of hair, and now you buzz it all off. Abe, it's great to see you again. Always a good time. Thank you guys again for having me on this. I'm really looking forward to seeing you boys soon.